So I know a lot of you must think I'm crazy buying a 600,000 mile CRX. And you might be right. After really going over this car, I noticed this car needs a lot of work.
And this is just touching the surface of what this car needs.
This car is definitely not roadworthy. So we really have our work cut out for us. Okay, so this is the plan. We're gonna tear out that complete suspension and we're gonna replace every component. And that's all I have, sorry.
So we're gonna go ahead and start where we left off last time. Here I am, trying to get the brake caliper off, trying to get the tie rod out, struggling, I'm trying not to damage anything. And yeah, I'm using the pickle fork there, even after saying that I didn't want to damage anything, but it didn't want to come out, so I use it. It doesn't matter because we're replacing all this stuff anyway, so I don't know what I was thinking, trying not to damage some of this stuff, taking it out. It's really not worth it, since we're gonna replace everything anyway. So here I am, struggling. I really couldn't get that ball joint off, but eventually I was able to get it loose. And then finally got the strut and coil assembly off. So just a few more bolts to take off. Now let's take a look at what's going on here. So I almost got everything out here. I didn't get the axle out because it's still good, and sometimes it's good to just leave things the way they are, but you can see that. Take a look at this ball joint. All loose, the rubber's all degraded. Look at this tie rod, same thing. Loose, no grease. Rubber degraded. I don't think any of this is original. They may have pressed the bushings into this lower control arm, but that's about it. Everything looks like it's been replaced at some time, but it's been a long time. So we're gonna go ahead and replace all of this anyway. I'm gonna go grab the parts and we can just start. So first up, it's taking out this tie rod, and here I am, as usual, struggling, hammering away, trying to get this thing out. Is it gonna come out? It's on there pretty tight. I don't know. Let's keep going. Let's put it back on the control arm so we can actually work on it, because I took it off for some reason and then it was pretty difficult, but now I got it off. And here I went ahead and painted it up a little bit here. It's not done, but I painted most of it just to clean it up and make it look a little better. Now let's get back to installing parts. So here I'm putting the tie rod, putting the brake line, getting the lower control arm in, attaching the lower control arm to this support brace bracket bar thing that connects to the bumper, installing the upper control arm, and here it is. You can see the upper control arm is installed, the brake line is installed, the sway bar bushings are installed, the lower control arm is installed, and the tie rod end is installed. Now let's go ahead and start on that passenger side. And what we see here is the exact same thing. Damaged suspension components. Look at this. Everything is bad on here. You can see these ball joints. I'm gonna have to press these out. So let's go ahead and get this passenger side done real quick with the same steps as the driver side. And we're gonna clean this side up and slap some paint on it too. For some weird reason, I decided to jump right into the rear suspension without recording the front suspension. So now looking at the back, you can see how everything else is just totally damaged also. Nothing salvageable here. So just gonna go ahead and replace all of this, clean this up, paint it, but first let's tear everything out. So I got the whole passenger side suspension out, but I guess I ordered the incorrect kit, so now I have to go ahead and reorder a new one. But everything was trash. I mean, this is all bad. This is bad. Everything I took out. Brake caliper's hanging there because, like I said, I'm replacing all of these. Okay, so while we wait for the rear suspension parts to come in the mail, let's go ahead and finish up at least this side, because the shipment for the brake lines was missing the passenger side brake line also, so I had that shipped out, waiting on that. So let's go ahead and get this side done. And I had to go out and get a new coil spring compressor kit. Let's go ahead and compress these springs, get the new shocks on, put everything up, route the brake line again, and that'll be it for this side. Everything else is looking good. So I've never replaced shocks on a CRX or a Honda at all. These usually work for me for all cars, but this piece right here is too wide, too high to get in between the coil springs, so I really don't have many options right now. with what I have here. So I think I'm just gonna risk it all and loosen this up, and hopefully this doesn't shoot out violently. I mean, I've done it before. We'll see. Well, it's out. I just gotta figure out how it all goes back in. And how the heck am I going to compress this damn thing and get it back on? Oh, that's not really coming back up, is it? Very slowly. Oh, there you go. Been leaking. Let's go ahead and get this replaced. So I came to a friend's house and got the right tool. This one actually fits in between the coils. I was able to get the coil back on the shock, but I wasn't able to get all of the washers that go on top. This washer right here, you know, it's kind of like bent up. It's supposed to go here, but I couldn't get it on, and it wasn't because of the spring. It was just the rubber bushings wouldn't compress enough. So what I'm gonna do is leave it like this, put it on, and then with the pressure of the weight of the car, I'll loosen this up and then put this back on after we get this whole thing installed. So I'm back at the shop now, and I'm ready to reinstall the driver's side front strut assembly. And like I said, I'm going to leave this off until I get this back up in there, and then I'll just loosen this up and reinstall this with the weight of the car. But that won't be until I get the other side installed and the rear, because the parts have not arrived yet. All right, so let's go ahead and get all this buttoned up, get the control arm attached, and I will go up top and secure the strut. Okay, so we need to secure these two nuts up here, but I lost a nut and it's down here. Let me get it with my magnet. Great job. Oh, wait a minute. Got the nut, lost the socket. There we go. All right, let's get this nut on there, and let's push the strut up and tighten these, and then go ahead and install the rest of the front driver's side suspension. All right, and then we'll go ahead and we'll tighten everything up here, tightened up the struts on the strut tower, and everything is going in good now. No issues. Famous last words. Everything was going good until... So I ran into a bit of a problem yesterday with the bolts that hold the caliper on to the control arm here. This bolt is not going in good. The threads inside are all messed up. So I saw that last night. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go home and come back in the morning. See if I can clean those threads up and get the bolt to work correctly. If not, I'm going to have to try to find another bracket. And if I can't find a bracket, I'll just need a whole new caliper, which I hope I won't need. Let's go ahead and try to clean these threads out. Okay, so cleaning the threads did not work. No matter what I do, I try to tighten this, it just keeps popping off. So I guess I'm gonna need a new bracket. Hopefully I can just get the bracket. If not, I'm gonna need a whole new caliper. So while we wait for me to figure out what I'm gonna do with the brake caliper on the driver's side, let's just go ahead and put together the passenger side, and hopefully we don't have any issues here. So just when I thought I was done, you can see that I didn't install the spring correctly, so it's out of place about an inch or so. And as you all know, I do not have the correct spring compressor, so I just ordered one and it should be here soon. All right, so the spring compressors have finally come in the mail. These look exactly like the ones I was using, so they should work. I'll see if I can squeeze them in there and try to fix this gap that we have here without having to take this all apart. And then I did notice that the other side did move about 1/4 of an inch, so we'll get to that now and see if we can just twist that in there. And then with that done, I can finally tighten up the axle nut and we will be done with the front suspension. So let's get to it. So I already knew, and I know that you know, this wasn't gonna work. But I tried it anyway to try to save time. As you see, it didn't work. So I just went ahead and removed everything and got it fixed. So I finally got one whole side done. Look at that. Everything lining up down here. Everything's tightened up. Everything's torqued. No weird noises. Let's go ahead and finish the other side now. And if you remember, on this side, we had problems with the brake caliper bracket. The threads on the hole on the bracket were bad. So I couldn't find a bracket or a caliper online. Apparently these for the SI, or at least 90 or 91, I believe, had this bracket that went all the way down, all the way across here. The other ones just like kind of ended here and didn't have this piece here. So I could have went with the other calipers that didn't have this. I mean, I could have got them cheap, but I wanted to keep it original. And I had already bought the brake pads, so I would have had to change the brake pads if I would have went with the other calipers. So what I did do was on the bracket, I just used a Healy coil. So I had to drill out the hole, tap the hole a larger size, and then go ahead and insert the Healy coil, and the bolt went in there correctly, torqued down correctly. The bottom one was fine, no issues with that. So I just have to replace this clip here, up here, pads, and reinstall everything else. So with the front suspension finally complete, now we can go ahead and start on the rear. So I'm gonna start with this bushing. You can see this is really bad here. Some people call this trailing arm, call it other things, I don't know. But this one's really bad. So I'm gonna swap this one out first. It's a little dog bone looking thing back here. And that's basically it for this arm right here. And then we'll do the other parts, which I have no idea where I put them. But it's the control arms. We'll do those right after this. And we're gonna do the brakes and the brake lines. So let's get this done. So I got it out, marked it up where it goes, the distance it was in and stuff. So I'll just use this for reference. We'll go ahead and install the new one. So what I did was took the center out of the old bushing and used this to drive the other one in, and I got it exactly where it needed to be, in the right position, up, down, left, right. So now I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and go ahead and try to install this, so I have a better idea. Of what I need to do on the other side. So once I find the control arm, I'll switch out those bushings too, and yeah, let's try to get this installed. So I decided not to whack these out, or this one. I went to my friend's house and used his press, got this one installed, which is the shock mount, and the other ones were removed. I mean, you can see this one's not even centered anymore, but they were solid regardless. The only thing is I found this bushing, which is just a regular rubber bushing, but the only thing I could find for the ends were these energy suspension polyurethane bushings. So I'm just gonna install those now on the front and the back, and or the out and the inside, and then reinstall this. All right, so let's get these bushing placed into this control arm. When one hammer doesn't work, you get another hammer. Now let's go ahead and install the trailing arm. Trailing arm is a little uncomfortable to reinstall just because the quick jacks are right underneath it, and it makes it a little bit more difficult to get to the bolts. Let's go ahead and compress this spring. Here I am grinding off the bolt on the top because the nut didn't want to come off. We're replacing everything anyway, so I didn't mind grinding it. So you can see what it looks like after everything is replaced and painted up and cleaned. And this is the other side, so you have a little comparison of what it looked like before. So now let's go ahead and get the driver's side done. This side went a lot quicker just because I had already done the passenger side. So now everything is out. This side went a lot easier than the other just because I had never done this on this car before. Looks dirty, so we're just gonna clean this up, make it look nice, and then reinstall all the new parts. Got it all nice and cleaned up, and I'm just gonna focus on placing all these bushings, put this all back together. And there you go. The rear driver's side suspension is complete. And here's another look at the other 3 corners of the car, all looking great. I can't wait to go out and test drive this. All right, guys, so I'm really glad that we were able to get through the front and rear suspension. That's going to make driving the car a whole lot better. I'm not going to do a test drive yet because I have some other stuff that we need to work on. So for the next video, I plan on working on the sloppy shifter and the engine, but don't go yet. Before you go, please subscribe, like, hit me up with a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and please go ahead and click on that link you see on the screen. YouTube thinks you'll love that video. I think you'll love it too.